Let's see. Oh, seem to be live, but nothing showing. Okay, finally. So I'm gonna pop out the chat in case you guys wanna write me anything. I have weird scroll bars here, I don't know why. Pop out, there we go. Where do I have? Okay. In case anybody wants to write me something on Twitch, hopefully I will see it. I'm not used to having anybody on Twitch, so when I do happen to have someone, I forget to answer them. Illustrating is hard enough, coloring also. No. So I'm using Clip Studio Paint. It is a Japanese program, I believe, and it is specialized in comic book creation. It has this amazing vector line art function that is just so much better than anything I've seen in Illustrator or other programs like that. Also, coloring is very easy, erasing extra lines, it just makes your life easier if you're a comic book artist. And I want to set up my preferences, shortcuts, I think this is it. They changed the menu. I use these so rarely that I forget how I did it the first time, and then they changed the menu. No, I don't think I am where I'm supposed to be. Okay. So I want to be in the tool menu here on my left. Tool, there we go. And this one's called the... I can't click it anymore. Okay, so I want to see this one's... Okay, so it works with the hand, with the space bar. This one here is select layer, and it's okay, I want to go in operations and then select layer. And I want to change that so it's... No, I want it to be V. Okay. Now I gotta go find out where that other V is. and move layer. Also I want it to be V because it's like in Photoshop and that's how I got used to it. So move layer, okay. Hi June, how are you? Can you hear me? Well, here, not Hera. Yes, everything fine. I can hear you. Oh, good. I'm trying to set up my settings like they used to be, but I'm not having any luck with that. I should have saved my settings before I formatted, but I just didn't think of doing that. So, how have you been? I have a new mouse and I'm trying to get used to it. But I sometimes accidentally press a button that controls the sensibility of it. And it just completely messes up my ability to work with it. Nothing as usual. Well, considering the times we live in, it's a good thing, I guess. Oh, you have to ask me about the next page. Sure, ask me. I'm gonna, I mean, oh, this mouse is horrible to work with. I can't work with it. Let me get another mouse. Okay, I have the backup mouse. So I was thinking of adding a lady here in this area, you know, listening in on Niels and realizing that he talks funny. The new keyboard shortcuts. Yeah, I think it's back. I don't know why the YouTube chat doesn't update, you know, when I restart. So I was saying, so this lady here, she's gonna come and talk with the mother of the little girl and kind of tell her about, oh, I know, I saw this really weird kid. And I was thinking of putting her here and listening in to Niels. Kind of going out of her house or something like that. So can you hear me now? Is there any lag? I mean, I hope you can hear me. So I was thinking of drawing her coming out of the house here and then going later on and talking to the mother. But I mean, you can do it as well. I think since she's appearing in 2 pages, it's better if it's the same person that's drawing her. Initially I thought, oh, you know, it's a small character, I can do it. If it's not exactly your style, it's not gonna be an issue. But now that you brought it up, I kind of think that if you can draw the lady however you want to draw her in page 55, I was thinking kind of one of those things that cover the hair a bit, but not the whole head. I'm trying to remember what it's called. I sent you a video on YouTube. From YouTube, I sent you on Facebook, and I'm trying to remember how it looked like. It was similar to this. Yeah. Kind of the apron, and it had stripes on the dress, whatever. I can color those in. So I'm thinking she's coming out of her house here, or the bakery, or whatever this is. And she's going out, and then kind of listening in on Niels. Let me just make a quick sketch so we're on the same page about it. I'm not in the right panel. Let's see. Panel 1. Okay, I'll make a layer here. You know, she's kind of looking at them, shifty eyes. Well, who are these strange people talking so strangely? Because Niels and Marie are gonna be 1,000 years in the future compared. So she's pretty suspicious what's going on here. And she has the basket. I'm kind of looking at them, what they're doing. This page, let me see. So this Sunday I'm gonna post the fan art and then the cover, so like 2 weeks from now it will be, I think, the 4th of February. So this weekend I'm gonna post the fan art, and then the next weekend the new cover for chapter 3, and then new story pages. So there's really no rush for it. Yeah, no. It's a lot to illustrate here, so I'm gonna wanna take my time with it, and also still have kind of a bit of a backup. So we have time to do more pages in advance if anything happens. I also still have the cat lady, that the ginger tabby that I haven't posted yet, and I'm keeping that one as backup in case if something happens. I don't know, I get sick and I can't finish the pages anymore for a while. And also I'm working on some Q&A videos and sheets, and also like a little quiz maybe to have some more backup content. Though ideally we'll keep publishing story pages even if something does happen, so that we hopefully finish the story in 2 years. So I got 2 more years to work on this. I'm hopeful we can finish it in a year and a half, but so far I haven't been very good at calculating how much time it takes. I try and limit at minimum 22 pages, maximum 26 per chapter. And I'm hopeful I can stick to that and resist the temptation to put extra stuff in it, and just stay focused on the story. No more world building. At some point Okay, seems to be back. So what's weird is that whenever my internet falls, it's my USB that falls with it. So I don't know what's going on. Yeah, initially I thought that maybe my old mouse that wasn't working too well, maybe it's short circuiting something, and so my motherboard, to protect from burning, shuts down the USBs ports, because they stop working on my computer screen and my um, desktop. I'm offline again. No, it seems to be working still. Now it's back. I don't know. It didn't notify me. So what I was saying is that I don't know, it's weird error that I get. My husband looked online, and it seems to be some issue with the driver updates for my type of placa de rețea. I don't know how to call it in English, but it's a thing that manages my internet in my computer. Can you hear me? Is the OBS working? It seems to be working. So I'm not sure what's going on. The internet router? I don't know. Because I don't understand why my mouse and tablet are affected when my internet falls. So when my internet falls, my tablet stops working even though it's on cable. I have absolutely no idea what's going on. And it's weird because my husband's internet also on his desktop that is next to me, his internet often fails and he can't watch a video or send email for a while. So it may be more than one problem, I'm not sure. I mean, I might have internet problems and I might have some other problems on top of that. Weird experiments. Yeah, I hope they wouldn't. Okay. Well, they do have their own little laser and little reactor thingy um, that they do some tests with. Because a lot of the research done in the US weirdly is done by universities, which to me is just weird. In my experience, university is a place where you go to learn, is not where you do research. I can understand having machines for the students so they learn, but yeah, it's weird in America. I mean, as far as I know, in Italy is the same as in Romania. You have the Institute of Physics, and it's in Trento, I think, for you guys. For Romania, it's in Magurele. Germany has, I think, two of them, two institutes of physics. One in Darmstadt and I think another one in Munich. And then they also collaborate with CERN, which is in Switzerland. Yeah, I don't know how it is really for all the European universities, but in Romania, the research that you did in university, it wasn't real research. It was kind of like, oh, you do your license and you do a bit of research. I mean, it wasn't something serious that people actually valued that much. Um, so, I mean, maybe it's different for science. Because the University of Physics, a lot of the courses in Romania are at Magurele, which is near Bucharest, and they are a extension of the Romanian National University that teaches everything. So, în Romania, Universitatea Națională București teaches everything, and then you have other universities that are specialized. So you have a University of Film, a separate university, University of Economics, which is up the street from the National University, and they're different institutions, but the National University, as far as I understand it, teaches pretty much everything. And they're kind of specialized in some things like physics and literature and stuff like that. Not clear exactly on what each of their jurisdictions is, because then we have the Polytechnic, specializes in making engineers, and it's a separate institution in another part of town. And we have the University of Medicine, which is in another part of town, and it specializes in making doctors. And then you have all sorts of private universities that just give degrees but don't actually produce any competent people. Yeah, I'm not surprised that they're similar. We're both in Europe and have to follow the Bologna system of education, so it's pretty standardized everywhere, so that one specialized professional can go from one part of the Europe to the other. For example, if you're a French doctor, I think you don't need to take any tests to be a American doctor, but if you want to be a Romanian, if you are a Romanian doctor and want to go to be a doctor in the US, you have to take some tests, even though it should be the diploma equivalent, because the Romanian University of Medicine is recognized in all of Europe. Americans just don't want to recognize a lot of things. For example, they should have lifted the visas for Romanians. That was the deal. As of now, you no longer need a visa to go to Canada from Romania, because Romania is in the European Union. So we are European citizens, therefore we don't need a visa to go to Canada anymore. Just like the French and I think British, of course, and Germans. And like I said, the Americans were supposed to suspend the visas as well, but they never did. No, it's because Canada is nice and it keeps its promises, that's why. Well, the US doesn't. It's like, man, why do we have to do what we promised? For example, I think I needed yes, so I needed a passport to go to Japan, but I didn't need a visa. And you also don't need visa to go as a Romanian to Switzerland. You kind of don't need any paperwork, really. I mean, you're supposed to have your passport with you in case somebody stops you. But we entered Switzerland and there was nobody at the door. Well, like the door was wide open, and we kind of went in and we were thinking, well, where's the and what's it called? The guy that checks your paperwork at the entrance to a country, Vamish, how do you call it in English? Customs officer. Yep. So we were expecting for a customs officer. We didn't find any. We kind of ended up in some town at some point, and some policemen were kind of looking at the cars, and they had cameras, and they kind of passed our car. He looked at the number of the car, and then he continued walking. Like, I was like, ah, okay, yeah, good enough, no issues. Like, we didn't so much got a hi, welcome to Switzerland. They were like, okay, good, pass. Yeah, I mean, they didn't even say good or bad. They just looked and continued walking. So we're like, well, if he didn't stop us for questioning, I guess we're good. We can go. It was weird. And when we left Switzerland as well, nobody asked us anything. Like, nobody cared. And Switzerland is not in the European Union. It's you can't go with your ID like that. On paper anyway, but in reality, like, nobody cares. You can go in and out of Switzerland just like you go in and out of France or Liechtenstein. which is really convenient. I mean, I like that. That was short. Not that bad. I think at the base of the building. Were they white in the beginning? Yeah, it seems to be all the way down. But I imagine they kind of had to have a stone base or something. Doesn't seem like it. Jun, how did you intend the lower part to be? I think it's... oh, it's stone? Okay. Or not. You can't tell. Seems to be brick, I think. Or not. So it's white plaster, but there should be like another rim behind it. Below it, sorry. So this would be the ink, and I'm gonna draw some lines. Some plaster. Because I imagine you can't have the plaster directly on the ground because it would get washed away from rain. So kind of hard to tell here. It seems like it's just wood directly on the stone, maybe? Why do the pictures have to be so small? Okay, so this makes more sense to have some stone at the base. Because wood really rots in water. Wow, these buildings are so warped, and I mean, it's pretty to look at. It has a vintage charm, but I think this building is gonna fall on your head. Uh, Very easily. My bricks are so crooked. Lots of houses were crooked. Yeah, it's cute, but you kind of wonder, is this gonna fall on my head? Should I worry? I mean, that's what I would be thinking. That it's a safety hazard. I drew on the wrong layer, and I was wondering why I didn't have certain features. I was like, where's my control erase brush option? It makes for great illustrations, though. I mean, I really like how they look. I don't know, I just have a weakness for the kind of mushroom-shaped buildings, or just, you know, wonky and warped and stuff like that. I mean, your buildings are pretty crooked too, so they're okay. Now my tablet seems to be working. Is my tablet causing the crashes? I don't know. Let's see. Will it still crash now that I've disconnected the cable from my tablet? Maybe that's the one that got ripped and it's scurt-circuitează. Short circuiting. Sometimes I get tongue-tied, so I kind of have to say it in Romanian so I can be able to say it in English. It's just like my brain gets stuck in a error loop type of thing, so I need to reset it. And switching to another language seems to do that. I don't know, we'll see. I've disconnected the cable of my tablet because before the drivers weren't working properly, so I had to kind of keep it always on the cable. Okay. I think I don't need these. I can erase them. Okay. Okie dokie. I'll still be here, hopefully. This is a lot of details, gonna take a while. don't think this really makes much sense to have like two doors like that, but old buildings like this can often be rather nonsensical. Ah, it's connected to the other building. They're on the same layer. Okay, I'll leave it like that. Now I'm gonna look at the reference image again. Yep, it has two doors. There's like one in the back and one in the front. Okay, and I wanted the door framing here. Trying to get a more reddish color so I have to distinguish it from the building. And I'll go in and even that a bit later. Oh, there's a line of semi-transparent pixels there. The street is starting to look like a street. Oh, it looked like a street before too, but now it's more clear what's what. Again, I made the mistake of eating right before I started the stream, and now I'm so sleepy. Oh, so they did, but they were little. Okay, I will drag some gray lines. Everything's so crooked. It's fine. Like, fits with everything else. Still, I find it funny. It's handmade. Oh, yeah. But I still, I sometimes look at some ancient piece of art, either from the Greeks or the Chinese or something from a long time ago, And it's so precise and exact. And I mean, for me, I don't mind that all of the buildings you ever make are crooked, because I think it adds to the charm. It's definitely, not stock image taken from somewhere. But like I said, I was looking at some ancient art, and it looks like it was made by a robot. It's so precise and detailed and anatomically correct and proportional, and the perspective is, I don't know, I'm just amazed of the craftsmanship that some people lived a long time ago and they were amazing, and if they lived today they would be even more amazing. I don't know. Because you can see people being able to draw photorealistic, and to me that's amazing. It's not useful anymore. I mean, it's not really a craft that's, yeah, square stones. I mean, I guess it comes in handy when you're doing concept art, because you already know how to draw a human properly, so when you draw an alien, he is anatomically consistent in all of the illustrations, and it looks so good. I mean, there's this website, concept art, and it gives you the concept art from video games and movies. I think you know it. Let's see, where was it? Concept art world. And it just looks so awesome, everything they have here. If you don't know it, this is the link. So while being able to draw photorealistic something that already exists doesn't have that much value, because you can just go with your phone and photograph whatever. But when you have to draw something that doesn't exist in this world, then it becomes really interesting. All these talented people, what they can do, because they're so skilled. And so that's why I've been trying to get my skills on that subject improved. Because when I do need to draw something that isn't in this world, then I kind of struggle. I mean, I can do it, and I mean, if somebody doesn't know how it's supposed to look like, you can still um, be less than perfect and get away with it. But still, I know it's not good enough, and I can't sleep at night because of it. Because I know what I had in my mind, and what the result is. And I'm like, oh, if only I was better, I would have been so much prouder of myself. I want to get some more color into this building. Medieval market. Let's see, what stuff can I add to make it more colorful. They have drapes. Okay, I can put some drapes on it, I guess. But these lines kind of look oriental to me. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to put for British. I'll just make it one color. Okay, so red seems to have been an easy color. Red, yellow. Ah, stripes for France. Yeah, I think so. I guess I can do one of the buildings with red. Although I've seen this mostly in Germany, but I think it would be a nice change. I can't remember why they painted all the wood black. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, so I think I will do that. Let's see, I'm gonna I kind of wanted to put more color into the whole thing, so let's see if I make it like a bluish. Yep, guess could work. Okay. I wanted to color on a different layer. Okay, too late now. What? There's something wrong about this roof here. Like this is straight. It shouldn't be. I don't know. have to color the sky so I can differentiate when there's color and there isn't. Okay, so it's actually lighter than this one. Okay. Well, it's easier to distinguish the shapes. I mean, before it, there were a lot of lines, so it was kind of hard to follow which is what. I mean, it looked great with lines as well, but when you add color and then the shading, I think that really makes everything stand out and pop and makes it look just a lot more interesting. And now here there's part of it missing. Yeah, I hope so. So I'm gonna Very pretty. Uh, that's the plan. I mean, if you're gonna do a story in medieval setting, you gotta make it look good. Otherwise, it's a wasted opportunity. Mm. Yeah, in many areas, like pieces of the were missing from the buildings, but I guess if you're not used to drawing buildings, your eye kind of wanders off and you miss some of the stuff. Oops, wrong layer. And I think I'll add some more decorations in the end, because the next day in the story it's gonna be the strawberry festival. So, um, I think maybe I'll add people decorating. So this one would extend more if it was like that. Hmm. 100% handmade. Okay, so I'm gonna end the stream here because it's 5 and my internet keeps crashing. Let's see if I can. So I'm still live enough to say goodbye to you guys and thank you for watching, and see you in the next stream. Bye bye, Jun.